How do you get people to care? How do you get those who care to do more? And how do you identify those who don't know they care yet?
We've seen this in climate change, we've seen it in energy, we see it in pretty much all environmental campaigning. We've been trying to give the facts, and for some reason that hasn't been changing behavior. There's a way of educating and communicating with people that's beyond just the facts, and that's what this ambassador program is really about.
All of these organizations came together with the singular goal to make sustainable seafood or ocean-friendly seafood more accessible to the broad consumer audience as well as to retailers, and support them with resources and information to help move everyone in a more ocean-friendly, sustainable direction.
Particularly when people are faced with the decision that they might not really be able to work out all on their own, they turn to people they trust. So we see this in financial decisions, we see this in politics, and the same thing works across many, many issues. Seafood's a great example. It's a very complex issue. People may not want to delve into all of the science, they might not have the time, they might not know, but they would trust a chef, they would trust a blogger, they might trust someone who's a food critic to say, hey, you should try this, and it makes it simple for them.
We're connecting with other experts and other people that are passionate about the issue, but coming at it from different perspectives.
Essentially, I love seafood so much, I want to make sure our next generation will be able to enjoy what I've enjoyed.
And so all of these experts and people that are, well positioned in their specific communities have the capacity to communicate with all these new audiences and consumers that David Suzuki Foundation and SeaChoice typically wouldn't connect with.
We just don't get the response from government and business because the general public is perceived to just not care or to not be there. So we're taking that to heart and saying we have a big job to do to push up the awareness and education and interest within those constituencies and getting people to vote with their dollars, basically.
When consumers speak with their wallets, when they actively choose not to purchase something, that has a ripple effect. So of course then retailers won't be getting this product from their distributors, distributors won't be getting them from fishermen, and then the last piece of the pie is always legislation that shifts.
Oysters 101, one with going through a whole shucking presentation, and then also on the other side, on the hot side of preparing a cooked oyster, like a baked oyster, or something like that, and going through the whole species. And
so would that be a cooking demo as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we would do it in the restaurant?
In the restaurant, yeah.
Selling seafood to different, people with different ethnicities, they prepare seafood differently, and they eat it differently, and so I was interested in actually looking into that.
We maybe can have a segment, the consumer segment, talking about smart use seafood. It looks like you use the seafood more smartly. It's better for your health, for environment.
The sky's the limit on the kinds of events that you can pursue. Organizing chefs events, organizing tastings, organizing cook-offs. We've had events where we've had fishermen and chefs and scientists together and profiling the species, how you catch it, how you cook it, how good it can taste when you do it up right.
People learn through experience. The more that people can actually do something, the more they're likely to do it again. The more we can actually literally get people eating sustainable seafood ourselves, the more likely they are to continue that behavior in the future.